until the very last hour. We still got few more days to slay. It's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
Hello, hello, hello. So, oh, there goes the cat. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this. So, turn that off. So, this time I am going to be talking about Microsoft Teams, which is the new thing that we are integrating into our classes. If you are in my class, you are able to log in to Microsoft Teams, which I did a previous video today about how to log into that. With Microsoft Teams, it allows us to have our different channels, and then I can do different units, assignments, resources, announcements. It does a lot of neat things. It also allows us to react to posts, and so then instead of you having to always reply, you can just thumbs up and you can just react to a post. And I love these different options with it. I've done 6 trainings on it as of today. I really enjoyed a lot of the options. I'm going to go through some of them right now so that you guys can see some of the options that are available to you, especially if you're in my classes, because I have already activated them, and if you go through and log in, you can actually see the stuff. If you are not in my class, I do not have a extra team set up. I haven't figured that out yet. I know I could make a team and then give everybody a code to add in, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. I haven't tested that out. And so until I test that out and figure out how I want to do that, I do not have it open to people who are not in my class. I do try to post things and show availability and things I'm doing. So like in this video, I'm talking about these activities. So if you would like access to them, then you can actually just then message me at my email. Or of course you can use the G-text and text me, and I can then message you back an account so that you can play too. If you're in my Jag time, you would go through here and we have our general 21st century skills and our second step. With second step, we used to in class, we would go over our lesson, we would have discussions. A lot of what this is just a self-reflection, which I have been posting to our newsletter, which I've already read that out, so I'm not going to do this part again. But with this system now, you can actually reply to it. You can have discussions. And so where in class we would have the discussions face-to-face, now we have a digital space to have those discussions. So it's not the same, but this allows us to still think about what would we say, how would we react, and those things. 21st century skills. So there was a lot of times that I would give you time to work on something or work on your work in another class. And a lot of times I talked about typing. With a lot of the things we're now doing digital, having those typing skills and being able to type faster is necessary. So I've posted some different typing websites. Of course, the one that a lot of you guys like is NitroType. One this year that just got introduced that I was talking about was ABC Yaw. And then we've always had just typing.com. I know if you've been in a technology class, you've been doing some typing. I think it's like 10 minutes, and then you practice it. I've participated in them. I usually try to keep my skills up and try to make sure you keep your home row, try to keep your posture, because like how I slouch right here is not going to keep your best posture. It's going to weigh on you. Then going to math classes. They're all the same right now. I do not have anything additional. So with 21st century skills, I put our typing stuff. But in here, I'm also going to be putting some other things about like coding. So hour of code is probably going to come into these. I probably look at some other free coding websites, because being able to code, that problem solving, and it's a little bit turning it on its end. So like a lot of things in math, we talk about, can you do the steps? Can you problem solve? Can you persevere? Well, coding does so many things that are similar, and you can do that and still practice that skill. I do have my iReady shout outs, which I've already shouted those out when I did my shout outs with my newsletter this week, so I'm not going to get into them, but they get posted now. And if we wanted to comment, we congratulate, we can like the post, we can laugh, we can have fun. I wouldn't really want to see any angry or sad faces, because this is awesome things, this is good work. And then of course I have some math games. So when I was talking about Prodigy and Sumdog in our in our newsletter and in our Google Classroom, I'm now putting them up here, so then you can then reply and you can ask for your account, and then I can send it directly to you through your Teams. With Teams, we now have a little bit more access to everything is in one spot, instead of having to go everywhere. And why am I saying, like, when we go to General, if in General, like here, if you've gotten logged in, you can then comment or react. So you don't even have to do anything. You can just comment, react. You don't have to reply. There's all these different options here. I've also put our Google Classroom within here. So when I push Google Classroom, if you're logged in, our Google Classroom pops up. If you have this, our YouTube page pops up, and so all the videos we're posting, like it says we're live right now about Microsoft Teams. So like these options are available to us that we didn't have before. And it's really cool that you don't have to go anywhere else. You can do everything within this website. Our Facebook page, the ones that I post up daily updates, I've posted up, as you see, our virtual school week. You have to log in to be able to see it. If you have an account, which of course you have to be 13 or above. But if you do have an account, you can log in. You can be a part of this little community. We have 31 people 33 followers. And what's neat is we have a lot of posts about like our virtual spirit week, which was like suck it, and we had our socks on. Wednesday was chalking, so I don't have my own chalkboard right now, so I made a mini chalkboard digitally. Then was Wednesday working from your home, which then I put my home thing. Today I have what you're reading, so I'm going to get my books. I have a couple I've been reading. I'm probably going to take a picture when little man wakes up with the books we've been reading him, and we'll put up our virtual spirit week for today. Last week I know we had our college Friday, so our shockers. Other times we had our Thursday pet parade. And yeah, it'll ask you to log in some of our projects. So I post a lot of those opportunities here. It's more of our virtual stuff. It's not the assignments and things like that, but it's more the fun social things. So like all of these are all within one website now, though. If you have your phone, iPad, or the desktop, you can even download the desktop app. I have it on my phone. I can pull it up digitally, both ways. And you don't have to log into all these different things. You log into one thing, and everything's available right there. Once I've got it all loaded, it's ready. And every single one of these tabs has it. Going down to science is a little different. Science will also have assignments. They're not for credit. They're not graded. These are enrichment assignments to keep you up with what we would have been covering if you would like to look at them. They are more aimed to be digital and at home. They're not as integrated, but on some of it, like I did the notes here, right here, the Biosystems notes and questions, but I did a video about those notes, and I talked about them, and I did my presentation. It's a little different because nobody was talking to me, so I couldn't answer any questions about it at the time. But hopefully, maybe as we do this more, people will tune in more and be like, okay, I had a question about this, and we can have a question time. Right now, it's mainly being live and allowing you guys to have questions, but mostly me recording the videos and having them available for you. I have the enrichment starting with the week ones that I put. I usually only do 2 activities. 2 activities is enough for the week, especially I'm not wanting to overload you. I know right now can be a very stressful time. You might be having your siblings around, you might be having a lot of different things going on. And I want these to be more aimed as a fun way to do our learning versus something that's, oh, we're going to class. And I know I don't want to be that, but I can feel you there. So like creative writing, what we were already doing it, a little 10 question quiz, see how you do. If you wanted to try the test and see how it went, there's the test on Nearpod. We had our body systems notes and questions. I do not believe I have... Did I post it with this assignment? Let me pull. I'm trying to remember if I put the extra credit also on this one. Okay, there's all... That's not what I wanted to do. So... with it, it has enrichment on it and things like that. If you click into these units, we also have links. So like this is a link to a website that has talking about cell structure. Here is a link to Cells Alive talking about our eukaryotic cells, which is our cells. Here is cell biology games. If you go into unit 2, I actually posted our the video of the PowerPoint I did so that you could do it there. And then going into science games, Legends of Learning, I've looked at it and it has some neat things. And so I have queued up, I think, an Earth Science and a Math one. I'm testing this out. It increases some engagement. It is our Common Core aligned. You do pick. And so far I've enjoyed playing with it. So it's an option. It's not required. It's just something if you would like to play a game and you would like to still continue playing math or playing science and it's just something to keep you on target without overloading you with this is a lot of busy work or assignments. I want this to be something more interactive and enjoyable. That is my 3 main classes because I just got my JAG time, my math, and my science. That's 3 plans. I just have some of them repeat. The information is repeated to every class, so they are available. One of the interesting things is on some of these options, it has the ability to read it to you. It has the ability to change the language. And there's these options that I hope as I go on and I put more notes or maybe I actually write in a document, I could then show you how it then would read it to you. I'm trying to see if it would show it here. Oh, here we go. So if I wanted to do, I could click these 3 little dots and I go to Immersive Reader. This is available to you. And the thing is, it'll play it. So,
Danielle Radcliffe at Wednesday, April 8th, 2020, 2:07 p.m. Math and Science Games. I have signed up for this Math and Science Games.
So what's interesting about this is you notice it's reading it to you. It's going piece by piece. You can change the font. So if you're having a problem reading, you can make it bigger, make it smaller. If you want to take off the increased spacing or make it bigger, what font? Because I know sometimes how you're reading it sometimes makes it a little harder. Some of us like it. Some of us that struggle with reading, maybe a theme, a backdrop. I know I love this. It really helps me to relax my eyes to see a screen like this. Usually the other way, it's so bright and my eyes strain a lot quicker. So sometimes I do this. You can have different colors. And these different options are, I just think it's amazing. If you're in a language arts class, there's availabilities of like looking at parts of speech. I think this is so cool that then you can label it. So like pulling apart a sentence, making sure your sentence is fully complete. This is huge as a tool. And I think this would be an amazing thing. Syllables, thinking about, especially for our elementary or struggling readers, how do we sound it out? And I love it, classroom, and like it separates each part. Reading preferences. Translate. This is amazing, especially if our language learners. I have not tested how accurate it is depending on it, but like you can pick different Spanish, depending on the dialect. So click here, and I can do it by word or by document. So let's see, by document. So I don't know how good or bad this is, but I think this is an amazing ability to see it. Then there's line focus. You want it to focus in, so it makes it easier to read. There's not too much more that I want to go into this, but these are really cool options. I think it's just, I'm kind of in awe about it. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I think this is going to be an immense tool for so many people. So I'm going to leave it here. This is my video about Microsoft Teams. Try to log in, see some of the stuff we have going on. And if you have any questions, let me know.